No comments for now.
Citizens of South Africa, this is your President, Alvin D. Bambame, speaking. Now, regards with the issue of tuberculosis here in South Africa. Now, first, let me ask you, how bad can tuberculosis be? It is really devastating having one. South Africa is a solid proof of how catastrophic it is right now. It cost 500,000 lives back in 2018 on South Africa based on an information released by the World Health Organization in the same year 2018. Same on our situation with other countries around the globe. No one can predict when, where, and what exactly will cause the infection of this harmful disease. It is really better late than never. Citizens of South Africa, we needed to take action about this before the situation gets worse. It will be really difficult to cure TB completely than preventing it to happen. It will save time, medication, and also lives of our countrymen.
Sir, sir, what can you say about the outbreak?
Based on WHO statistics released this year 2019, this major outbreak started at Eastern Cape within South Africa last 2018 when the Magwale village started to have grossly increasing cases of tuberculosis that they got from each other. But pointing to the apple of discord of this large outbreak here, the people that are infected with this disease got into a worse state because of their environment and their current state in the society, especially the ones experiencing poverty that are plenty in South Africa, lacks them in having a strong immune system, preventing their body to be able to fight TB germs, resulting them in getting TB disease when they got sick from their TB germs. The residents of this village are commonly having latent TB infections where they already got TB germs but their immune system can still fight back the germs so they are not sick with it. It spread the outbreak to other village into cities into regions, and regions into the entire country. Our citizens don't take the precautions seriously, assuming they are not infected by the TB germs, but they are. These TB germs are just inactive that cause no symptoms, but the germs are still there. That's why it spread easier, rapidly increasing TB cases in South Africa and often without being noticed, someone already having and spreading it. Based on an information gathered by the World Health Organization, or WHO, in 2015, one-third of all human beings are infected by this disease called tuberculosis, a very harmful pulmonary disease caused by a bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It commonly attacks the lungs, but can still attack other parts of the body. Last year, it cost 500,000 lives of just South African people. Now, to make the matter worse, at the 6th month of the year, their record released this 2018 shows 497,969 cases of tuberculosis. That shows us that we are now really experiencing a major outbreak of tuberculosis here in South Africa. WHO statistics gathered also this year 2019 show that it might get a peak of more or less 950,000 cases of tuberculosis at the end of the year. It clearly states that tuberculosis cases continuously increase in South Africa. It might get the lion's share among the diseases in this particular country. Now, to explain more about tuberculosis, we have here some representative from WHO, or World Health Organization, and the Health Department of South Africa. We have here Cabornay, Beatrice Carag, and Manalang.
Okay, let's start off with tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is an infectious bacterial disease and potentially severe contagious disease that mainly affects the lungs but can also affect the rest of their body. It is characterized by the growth of nodules in the tissues, but the body's immune system may hold back the disease, but it does not kill it. Some people might not develop active TB. One half of the carriers will have TB for their lifetime. Tuberculosis was present for at least 15,000 years. The shreds of evidence are found in spines of the mummies back to 2,400 to 3,400 BC. Despite its frequency at the time, its cause was obscure.
According to the World Health Organization, people who are infected with HIV are 20 to 30 more likely to develop active TB. The risk of active TB is also greater in persons suffering other conditions that impair the immune system. Lack of medical care, substance use, and tobacco use are also factors. Regular contact with people who are ill can not only weaken your immune system but also the risk of possibilities being infected with tuberculosis or any virus. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 80% of TB cases in the United States result from long-standing untreated latent TB infection. Active TB, on the other hand, makes you sick and contagious. It can occur years later. Symptoms that one might have active TB is coughing that lasts 3 or more weeks, coughing up blood, chest pain, fatigue, unintentional weight loss, fever, night sweats, chills, and loss of appetite.
The immune system is the body's first line of defense. The immune system is the first to react to foreign entities inside the body, in this case Mycobacterium tuberculosis. In accordance with an informative video published by Osmosis on YouTube, when the bacteria enter the lungs, the alveolar macrophages take in this bacteria and enclose it in a phagosome, having the lysosome, or the cell's garbage collector or disposer, destroy it. However, tuberculosis bacteria are different. These bacteria repel the lysosome, and they survive and makes more of itself. Now, when the lysosome fails, the immune system sends in immune cells to surround this area, creating a granuloma. But since the bacteria has already spread throughout the lobes of the lungs, more granulomas are being formed, which can cause cavitation and more infection that may spread to the vascular system or the rest of the body. When the immunity system fails, to the doctor you should call in. Now, people with latent or dormant tuberculosis are treated with an antibiotic for a short period of time. As for people with active tuberculosis, they are given a number of antibiotics to take for a long period of time, and within a few weeks of intake, they can no longer spread the bacteria and will be back on their feet in no time. In an article published by Mayo Clinic, there are factors to be considered for the drug to be given and the length of medication, which include age, location of the infection, the state of the patient's health, and possible resistance to a drug. There are also side effects from the drugs that you will have to take, such as nausea, vomiting, yellowish skin color, and your urine will be darker in color. Also, a fever with seemingly no cause and a loss of appetite. Unfortunately for those who may have resistance to a drug, they cannot be cured completely, but some do get cured. However, it takes them much longer, around a year or two.